I thought it was an outstanding and professional performance tonight. Difficult away fixture for all sorts of different reasons. The main one obviously being that Montreal were touch tight to us. From the very outset, I thought we showed our intentions. There was some positive, bright and energetic play going forward. We created good opportunities. And what we also were able to do that we've shown to a very large degree all season was keep them, when they did have good passages of play, in areas that were. And it wasn't until the closing moments that, with a few bodies that they threw forward, and of course the anxious nature of the last few minutes of the game, that they even looked like, I felt, equalising. My only disappointment was that we didn't extend our lead. But all in all, a very, very good away performance at a very, very important time.
We will begin with a question from Tim Sullivan with Postgame.
Gary, as you kind of hold on for the last couple of minutes there, are you guys kind of clenching as they create these opportunities, or is it something where you had confidence that it was going to just work out for you guys?
I have a lot of confidence in the guys now. You know, to be honest, Tim, I think the only disappointing part of that, as I mentioned, was that, you know, we had numerous opportunities to extend our lead, and then ultimately we go into the final moments, knowing that, you know, even a bit of fortune for Montreal could put a dent in what otherwise has been a terrific display. So I have confidence in the guys. They work tirelessly every day at making sure, you know, they work with the right attitude and you know, offer the right type of qualities for those moments. And, you know, there's no better guys for me, personally, in this league at the moment than Walker and Dave Romney. And they're flanked by a couple of fullbacks that have done a phenomenal job. And they're part of a back line that, you know, I think we're all going to be very, very proud of come the end of the season.
We'll continue with a question from Ray Fields with the TNSCM.
Gary, it seemed as if the balance, and maybe it's the work rate for those guys in Muyl and Leal, but their tandem not only obviously creating problems going forward, but even helping out Lovitz and Johnston, dealing with Urruti in the first half, and then Kyoto was, you know, probably their most dangerous man, it seemed, throughout the match. What can you say about, I guess, you're assessing their work rate and their efforts, not only just going forward, but obviously trying to hold Montreal's, you know, skilled guys on the wing away from Joe Willis and away from creating any chances and scoring goals?
Well, you know, I've said this on numerous occasions that, you know, the best sides work both sides of the ball. And by that I mean, when we attack, they have the ability, they have the mental aptitude and intelligence to go and join in and try and be creative. I think we could probably say that, you know, both of those guys, to varying degrees, you know, Randall's been extremely bright going forward. And Alex has shown, I think, coming back to his old club and the stadium that he knows well, was probably inspiring for Alex as well. And I thought he was great going forward. But, you know, for most attacking wide players, they tend to not necessarily switch off when the defending part comes along. But there's a difference between going through the motions and just offering a tepid attempt at trying to defend, and individuals that really roll their sleeves up and work for the team. And to your point, both of those guys do a wonderful job in both areas of the game, and it gives us the dimension that we need. And at times when we're under pressure, we can rely on those two wide attacking players. Times when we're in the ascendancy, you can see both of them come to life, and both of them offer a very nice, bright and creative edge. But the one thing that you do need is determination and a lot of energy. And if you're prepared to really dig in with both of those, then you get what you got tonight. Two good performances.
A reminder to alert me through the chat if you have a question, and then we'll go on with Josue Lopez from Area Sports Network.
Hey, Gary, congratulations on the win. Clearly, the team is in a very good momentum, and that is reflected with Aníbal Godoy's call up for the Panamanian national team. What kind of player would his country get? What can you tell us about Aníbal?
Listen, Annabelle's a top player. When you're looking at midfield players, again, that are capable in possession, ability to break lines and to start attacks, competitive. We've got, I think we're fortunate in the fact that we have two midfield players, two senior midfield players that can not only fulfill all of the qualities that you might expect from that area of the field, they manage people around them and the game so well. When the game needs speeding up, they make good choices. When the game needs slowing down and we need some possession and a bit more management, they make good choices. And the two of those guys, and we're talking about Annabelle now, when he goes with his national team, I think they're getting a player that, they know full well, of course, but he's in a really good vein of form. He's in a good mental place. And, as per usual, I'm sure he'll perform to the highest level for his country.
Thank you, Coach. We'll continue with a question from Claudio Villalobos.
Gary, it seems like at times especially when Montreal was trying to push up to kind of tie the game, Nashville has some good opportunities in the counter attack, but it seemed to me that in many of those times the counter attack kind of stopped when the team gets to 3/4 of the field going forward. Is that just a wrong take? Was that caused because of the rival coming back on defense really quickly, or the decision making was not quite what you expected?
I think it's a combination of a couple of things. We finished in really what could be described as a 4-4-2. The final moments, I tucked Daniel Lovitz in and Taylor Washington ended up in a back five just to really deal with the last couple of minutes and crosses. But to your point, you're asking players moving at real pace to time their pass well, to accurately place the ball in a good area of the field. And two real examples of that, maybe that you're thinking of, was when Abu Dunlady came on. And the very first moment that we had, Randall broke down the right-hand side. Abu made a terrific run into the channel. And there was just a miscommunication. The ball really should have been played in down the side of Abu, and Randall tried to play it inside. So to that degree, we can say that they weren't on the same page. We also had another very, very encouraging position. And I think Randall's pass was overweighted. So there's all sorts of different reasons why it doesn't quite work or it doesn't come off. What I will say is we created more than enough chances. I believe 16 efforts at goal, 12 from inside the 18-yard box. Well, we had enough moments, aside some of those breakdowns, to have really put this game to bed earlier than we did. And as I said at the very start, that will be an area we certainly need to continually keep, pressing the buttons on, because as the stakes get higher, there's the possibility that players in a nervous or anxious end to the game make a mistake. And if you've played as well as we have tonight, then we really should have been out of sight and not having to concern ourselves about the final few minutes.
Gentry Estes with the Tennessean.
Yeah, Gary, is this group now exceeding your own expectations? And by that, I mean, did you see this kind of potential to be this dangerous late in the year, or no?
I think, well, the easy answer to that is no, of course, because when we all first came together, we're a brand new team. There was a hell of a lot of work to be done with the group in general, a lot of relationships to build. You know, we can go through the catalogue of difficulties that us and every other team have had to deal with COVID, and that only makes life all the more difficult. But what has happened is that slowly but surely, with a run of games, even with some adversity with players omitted from the group at particular times, others have stepped up, fulfilled their role well, and put themselves in a positive position. And we've been able to put points on the board regularly. And it's vitally important through the very difficult schedule, the middle part of the schedule, when, you know, most people can look at it and go, okay, well, we've still got 12, 14 games left, but you can't have those games back. And the good teams can keep adding to the board. What we've now done is won 3 out of the last 4. And we've elevated our position on the back of some confidence. I think the addition of Yonder gives everyone in the group a real lift. He's slowly but surely making his way to match fitness, but his presence is felt constantly. And it's also, I think, more competition and dragged more out of guys like Daniel Rios and Abu and the attacking players. It's given a huge lift to the defensive group, knowing that we can create the chances we have tonight and come away from places like this with a victory. And a clean sheet, by the way, again. So, yes, you're right in what you say. I think it just goes to show when a team's in a good place, they're confident and they're comfortable in each other's company and ability, anything's achievable.
Alex, congratulations on tonight's performance and welcome back to Red Bull Arena. How did it feel to be back here and to get the 3 points?
Yeah, no, thank you very much. It was a massive 3 points for us. You know, strange situation to come back. It's like a weird dream to come to Red Bull Arena, play against Montreal in front of no fans. But it was fun. It was good. And, you know, as soon as the whistle starts, you forget about all that. And it's just about, you know, having a good performance and trying to get the 3 points, which we did.
We'll open the floor for questions, and we will begin with one from Team Sullivan for Club and Country.
Yeah, Alex, you kind of mentioned how weird it was. Was it kind of a relief to get your 9th assist at Red Bull Arena, but not have to get it against your old team?
Yeah, no, it was. I'd be happy to get a couple against my old team as well. No, it was a familiar situation. You know, for me, it's a fun way to come back. You know, and it's a nice kind of trial run for when we come and play the Red Bulls.
A question from Dre Fields with the Tennessean.
Alex, holistically, I mean, just looking at where Nashville is right now, obviously, you know, going into 7th in the playoff race, it doesn't seem like clinching a playoff berth isn't necessarily the goal now. It's like, how can you get the best spot in the playoffs? So what's your assessment on that? What has been the conversation? I know it's not necessarily playing the hypotheticals, but, you know, what's the conversation and maybe the message from Gary and the energy and the mentality from you and the rest of your teammates?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I think, you know, obviously when you're an expansion team in that first year, a lot of people kind of create that storyline, which is like, are they going to make playoffs or not? But I think we've shown that, you know, we're very much good enough to make playoffs, and that really shouldn't be the goal for us. For us, it should be, you know, placement. How high can we go? How much can we continue to, you know, build on form and continue to get points and move our way up the table? You know, I think we have guys on this team who are very ambitious, where, you know, just making playoffs, you know, as much as that might be an accomplishment, that's the bottom line. That's the very least for us.
Claudio Villalobos. Claudio?
Alex, Alex, it usually takes a player quite a few days at least to get used to a new team. new coach, new work. You were pretty much ready since the get go with Nashville. How did you explain that on your side?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's obviously a big switch up, especially in the middle of the year. A year like this where I haven't really played much. I hadn't played much, for 6-8 months because, there just weren't any games. And then to come here, it's definitely been a transition. And I think that, I'm still adjusting. There's a lot I need to learn, but I think the players, the first thing is the players, the way that they all welcome me. It's been amazing. It's not easy to come into a new locker room, and they made it very, very easy. So for me, it's just, I'm very thankful for these players. And then again, it's the staff. The staff has been super welcoming. The GM, everyone, starting from Christina, when I first met her, when I'm doing my first media, just the way that they welcome me in the club, it actually makes a big difference on the field. The off the field stuff really makes a big difference. And then for me, it's just, I'm here to learn. I'm here to get better if I can. I know, I'm not a perfect product, but I want to just improve and do as much as I can for the team. And so I think that chipping away at becoming, fully integrated is kind of my goal.
Thank you for the kind words. We will go on with a question from Gentry Estes with the Tennessean.
Yeah, Alex, I mean, coming into a situation like this with a brand new team, what did you expect? And now what have you gotten to learn about this team for why it's been successful in the first year?
Yeah, I mean, for me, honestly, I didn't know what to expect at all. I get told I'm being traded. The next day I'm on a flight down to Nashville, which is crazy. I didn't say bye to my parents. I haven't seen them in like months and months. But, as soon as I got down here, I think, talking to Dax, talking to some of the guys, they made it very clear that, we're a team that is not going to give up much going against us. And then we're going to create stuff going forward. And I think that while that can create a lot of 1-0 games, this is the kind of team that does well in playoffs. And it's exciting to be on a team like that because in the past, I've been with the Red Bulls. We've been great throughout the season. And just when it comes to playoffs, something's been missing. And being here with this team, I really feel something different. And that's very exciting for me. It's obviously, again, that doesn't mean anything when playoff time comes if we don't do our jobs. But I think that this is a team that's going to be able to come into tense games where there's not much, chances created and there's a lot on the line. And I think we're going to do well.
Two more questions for Alex before we let him go and transition into Randall Leal. We'll go on with a question from Tim Sullivan from Fort Clapham Country.
Yeah, Alex, obviously you mentioned that getting into the playoffs is an important milestone. Are you guys gonna get together and watch the Atlanta and Miami games tomorrow and kind of see the incident could potentially be made official that you guys are in?
No, I mean, obviously, it would be nice on another year, but this year it's not possible. Everyone's, obviously, sticking to themselves. Everyone goes home, probably definitely watch the game. Maybe we'll Zoom and look at it, but yeah, maybe on another year, but this year, definitely not.
And we'll finish tonight's availability with a question from Drake Hills, in this case with Alex Muyl.
Alex, you talked about your old home, but with Nashville, I mean, what's it like? What has been clicking at Nissan Stadium, playing at home? The next two, right, are going against Chicago and then Dallas before you go to Orlando. So that's two more at Nissan Stadium. Aside from just, sleeping in your own bed and, being able to, not have to worry about the strenuous travel. I mean, what is really helping Nashville click at home?
I think, we're making it a fortress. I think since I've been here, we haven't lost it at home. And I don't really know what it is. It's just maybe the fans coming in has definitely been helpful because the fans are amazing. They're so excited coming from here where the fans sometimes are, they don't really get behind you. It's amazing to see the fans in Nashville. They're so excited and they're so supportive. I don't really know what it is, but we've been able to make it a fortress and that's really going to pay dividends in the long run. If you can, not lose at home and win most games, that's the foundation for a very good team.
Good evening, everyone. We have with us Randall Leal, man of the match for tonight, and we'll go on with you, Randall. Tell us about tonight's performance and the goal.
I think it was great for us, to be one more step close to the playoff. That's unbelievable for the team, but I think we deserve because we work too hard every week, every day, and this is what God gives to us, you know.
We'll begin now with questions. Give me just 1 second. We'll open up the floor for questions, and we will begin with a question from Drake Hills with the Tennessean.
Yeah, Randall, I mean, the past 3 matches, including tonight, you've either had an assist or a score. What's helping you? Talk to me about what's been going good for you these past couple of matches.
I think I never think when I score or I give the assist. I think always I try to say about the team. You know, we are a strong team. It's not only 3 or 4 games before. It's all the season. Then we try to work hard, and now we are in a good position. I think this we deserve because we are working hard. All the players and this is what we wanted, what we spoke every day about what we want to do, you know, for the games. Now we have a good result, and this is what we want to keep doing, you know, try to get all the points that we can and be in the playoff, because this is, you know, unbelievable for us to be in the playoff the first season for Nashville.
Tim Sullivan with 4 clap and hat-trick.
When Alex gets fouled on the free kick there, did you signal to him? Was it just eye contact between you two that he knew to pass to you on that run?
I think when you are in the game, you need to be always concentrate on the game. I know it's a lot of things that you have to do, but you always have to be smart. And I think I just saw him to stand up too fast, and then I made the run and he saw me. That's good for us. We won, and this we can celebrate today, but tomorrow we have to think Chicago.